In this video, I present my start of 2025 Techo Kaigi, and as you can see, there's a lot to go through. So get comfy. Today is Friday, December 27th. As I'm filming this, I hope everyone who celebrates the holidays had a good holiday and maybe are continuing to have a good holiday. For me, it's just one big holiday from the winter solstice until the first of the year. It's just all an extension of leisure time. I don't have to go back to work until the 6th of January, which is lovely. So I have this weekend and all of next week to start getting ready for 2025, which I am super pumped about, honestly. I feel this really like big expansive energy for 2025. I've felt that since November, like right around my birthday time. I've just felt this bigness, I suppose, about next year. You don't exactly know why, but it feels good, and I'm leaning into it. And so this video doesn't go on for a year and a day. We're just going to jump right into what I've got going on here. I think we'll start with the basket items and then go to the other, just because some of a lot of this is kind of the stuff I'm in the most, with the exception of maybe my standard brown right here. But we'll just go ahead and jump in the basket, and then I will get to the larger stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and unpack this thing, and then I'll go through each one one by one. Okay, move the basket. So 2024 was the year of new notebook covers for me. I purchased more covers this year than I think in the previous 3 years combined. I went a little crazy with the covers this year. It was just one of those things. I really wanted some new notebook covers, and so I did. And I'm really excited about all of what I have going on here. I think I'm going to start with this guy here, because this is kind of the backbone, meat and potatoes of my functional system. So I'll do my functional stuff, or what I would consider more functional, first, which is pretty much just this. Everything else is more journaling and reflective stuff. But as far as like what I take with me every day, this is the guy, and I did a video all about this one, and I'll link that in the description box. But I think this would be a good place to start, and then probably move on to this guy, then maybe this one, then that one, then the rest. Okay, we'll start with the pocket. So this is my pocket Chic Sparrow Traveler's Notebook in antique brown. Like I said, I did a video kind of just briefly walking through. I will link that. You can go watch if you'd like. This is the one that comes with me every day in my bag, without fail. There is space in my bag for this one. I'll elaborate on this one when it's its turn, but it's not mandatory for me that this comes with me. It's more like an opportunistic thing if I have time to work in it, but this, without fail, is with me every day. I need some tea first. Prana sticky masala chai, 10 out of 10 recommend. It's fabulous. I will link that also as well if you are a tea person like me and you always like, and you like to discover new teas. Okay, back to this guy right here. This is the star. In my previous video for this, I had 4 field notes inserts. That is still the case. The only thing that's really changed is I've swapped one insert for another as far as what it does. And then I've changed some of the things in the pockets. Here is my baby right here. This looks extremely blue. It's actually more purpley. But I live in the Pacific Northwest, and the light does whatever it wants, which is usually not what I want. So there's that. Got the it has the cascade pockets, which I love. I love vertical pockets. I'm not a huge fan of horizontal pockets, if I'm honest, but I love these cascade pockets. So these guys are different than the last time I showed this. And these actually are decals, and they came with the Birds of North America Field Notes quarterly shipment. I am a subscriber. I get their shipments quarterly. And these were little extras, and I fully intend on using them as stickers eventually, but it's made my heart really happy to just open this up and see their little bird heads peeking out at me. It just brings me joy, and so I'm leaving it there for now. I've got my farmer's market stamps, a couple of cards, and then I got a sticker from Jet Pens, and I just tucked it in there until I decide what I want to do with it. This guy is also new. This is a dashboard from Chic Sparrow. I did an order and got a few of these in different sizes just because they're very well made and they're very versatile. And I actually got another one in pocket size too, but I haven't put it in yet. Right now I just have this one, and I've stuck my cards that I used to have in here. I just have this wrapped around my first insert, so I stuck my Hierophant card and my Invocation card here, and then my Dead on Paper Empress is here. All those cards were, well, no, not all. Actually, these two were in here. This guy was in my standard brown, but I moved it just because I'm feeling the Hierophant energy really, really strongly. It feels very prominent for me, and so I just like seeing that when I open it up. So that's the dashboard, first side of the dashboard. This insert is new since my first initial video. It is field notes. I love me some field notes. This is from the National Park E, I believe, set E. And this is the Olympic National Park. I've mentioned before, this is my home base park. It is in my area, and I have been here many a time, and I just wanted this in here for 2025. I was just feeling that I wanted that one. And what this is my reference. I'm making this like permanent longer term reference that I want to keep with me. It's like evergreen content. It's relevant like pretty much always, and I just don't want to lose track of it. So all I have in here right now, I just did a little intro page. I did a little contents page. All I have in here so far are is a list of coffee bean rotation, just coffees I like that I like to kind of rotate around, just a master list of the particular blends from particular roasters that I like. And then I have a enormous Costco master list that I just plan to reference. If I'm making a list, I can just go down this list and like, am I out of this? Have I not had this in a while and I want it? Or is it not relevant to me anymore, and I can make that determination. But so just this is just stuff that I want to keep with me. I'll probably have contact details in here after a while. Just stuff that's more longer term. So that's my reference book. Here's my Empress, my Invocation card. This is my current capture book. This is Snowy Evening. I love this book. Ironically, it has not snowed here at all in December. It probably will in January. I am almost ready to move out of this. I'm going to do a subsequent video, probably after the new year, about how I use my capture book, its purpose, and how it works for me, because I feel it's something I feel like I want to do, and I have just been asked to kind of go through it more in depth. So this essentially, I think of it, it goes in here. This is what I call my analog brain. It's my catch-all. It's my capture book. And a lot of things get dealt with directly in here. But a whole lot of other things get migrated or reallocated to relevant notebooks. And when I do that video, I'll go through how I use the margins to kind of help me make that determination as to where things go. And I'm probably not going to use my own. I think I'm going to do like a mock makeup capture book just for like demonstrating on the channel purposes, just because there is some, I don't compartmentalize work and personal, everything goes in here. And so there is some stuff that I don't want necessarily all over the place on the internet. So I'll probably do a mock version of that for demonstration purposes. So capture book, someday maybe this is the same. So all of the stuff, it's not relevant necessarily now, but it might be in the future, and I don't want to lose track of it. Someday maybe is a getting things done concept. And then my financial stuff, this is also the same. I'm keeping this private for now, but I just have some transactional stuff and a few other things that I like to keep at hand. And then in the back pocket, which is secretarial, I have Post-it notes. I love this size because what I have found is working really well is if I want a list just for the day, if I don't necessarily have to be anywhere, but I'm in the mood to just like tackle stuff, I can draw items from my capture book. I can add them to this sticky note, and then I can put that sticky note there. And then this is all I will look at, you know, until I am done with whatever's on there, or I'm just ready to move on with whatever that is. And then when things are done here, I'll go back in my capture book and check those off. So that I love this dashboard for that purpose, just putting stuff here. If that's all I want to focus on for that day, I can do that right here. And then what else do I have back here? I got receipts. It's mostly, I keep my receipts for like the current 10-day period back here. And then there's my 2025 field notes calendar. Calendar wise, this has been the year, 2024 has been the year that I have really embraced my digital calendar, and I've used it extensively, and I'm going to continue to do so just because my school district, we're a Google district, we use Google for everything, and I use Google for all my personal stuff, and everything's all together. And so I've just embraced and accepted that digital calendars can be a wonderful thing, and it's worked really, really well. So as far as like having a calendar with me at all times, if I want that snapshot, I do have that field notes. Let me take this out. I could always put it in a dashboard, and I have another dashboard. Maybe I will do that. But the first half of the year is here, second half is here. So if I just need to reference a calendar, I have this. But if I need to do any kind of forward planning, for the most part, that's going to go in my digital calendar, and it works really well, and I've embraced and accepted that that is working for me. So this is my planner. It's very DIY. I've very much configured it to suit my needs, and I've been using this in some fashion, mostly the same as how I'm describing now. I've been a few changes, but mostly the same since May of this year, and I haven't wanted to change really much at all. And so for 2025, at least to start, I am leaving that the same. So that is my pocket planner, and it goes with me everywhere. Let's see, and that's a Chic Sparrow. Antique brown. I think this is still available. All right. Next we'll do this guy. This is also a Chic Sparrow. I knew once I bought the pocket, that was not going to be the end for Chic Sparrow covers for me. I was really debating on whether to get, this is B6 Slim in it's Orient Express, I believe is the color. And I was really debating whether or not to get one so soon, but then she had an overstock sale, and this was one of the 50% items, and it was the one I wanted, and so I just grabbed it. I got this and the dashboards, and it was, for the price I paid, I think I got a really good deal, and I'm glad I actually did it now instead of in the new year, because I'm feeling really good about this. This leather is very different than the pocket that I have. It's a lot more floppy. And so because of that, I am doing some reinforcements here just to give it some structure. I don't have that here. And as you can see, the tip is very bendy. And it also has a very strong leather smell. That was noted in the description, and I really appreciated that. I don't particularly have an issue with strong leather, but this is strong. And so if anybody does, it was good of her to note that in the description. Okay, so this is B6 Slim. It's very new. I'm still moving in and getting acquainted, but what I've got going on here, I have two Midori MD B6 Slim notebooks. I'm actually going to talk about this one first, just because some of this kind of segues into what I got going on in here. So, as the sticker might tell you, this is a book of random things. I am calling it my Zibaldone. And I first heard of this term from Parker over at Park Notes. I'll link his channel, and I'll link a very specific video that he did that was an interview with Roland Allen, who is the author of The Notebook, A History of Thinking on Paper. I'm pretty sure that's the title. I'll put a picture of the cover here. But in that book, Roland Allen mentions a type of notebook called a Zibaldone, which is probably what most people think of when they think of commonplace book. It's sort of a rough translation is sort of a heap of things. So it's like a hodgepodge. And Roland Allen sort of compared it to a salad, where you have this random assortment of ingredients and they come together, and the end result is like, you know, way cooler than all the individual pieces. That's what this is. And anything can go in here, and anything does go in here. I don't have a whole ton in here because this is new to me, but I did start it in November, and I did learn that that E should probably be an I to be grammatically correct. I just have a contents page. I have a November cover page. That's when I started this. Tape got cut. And so I just have a random hodgepodge. I have a heap of things in here. So I have a quote, I have a studentism, my kids say the darndest things, a screenshot of shoes that I thought were cute and I didn't want to lose track of, some PLC stuff for work, quote, stuff about pronoia, which is like the opposite of paranoia, East Frisian tea, I want to try that. I had never heard of it until just recently. A little bit about that. Another quote, another studentism. I love my kids. They make me laugh every day. These are just photos of things that I saw, boots that I saw, and a bag that I saw, and I just love the way they look. I don't know whether I'll ever buy them, but I like the way they look, and so they went in here. B. Chestnut quote, self-remembering never becomes habitual. She's kind of my hero right now. I've gone down an Enneagram rabbit hole big time, and I'm really valuing Bees and Uranio Paez. I'm listening to their podcast and reading their books, and yeah, it's a thing right now with me. Don't see that stopping anytime soon. This is when I wanted to try a card for every 10-day period. And so I just thought, well, I wonder what that would look like. And so I slapped it in here. So I got Curiosity from the Urban Crow. Just did a little noting there. Some cool things about stanchion lines that we talked about during a training and how they're actually used. They're those little zigzaggy setup lines that you see like at airports. And it's actually a very clever marketing tool. And we talked about that a little bit, and I just found it interesting. Louisa May Alcott quote. This is why I wanted to do this first, because this kind of segues into here.
Hi everyone, Editing K here. Upon reviewing the footage for this video, I realized I actually did not go back to the first book, and so you didn't get to see it. But what essentially the book in the front is in this cover is it's going to be an archive of my Alistair Method 10-day planning, essentially. So it's like a log book, just something to put on a shelf, and that's essentially what that is. So okay, just so anybody is confused as to why I didn't go back. I just forgot. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
I wanted to see what my sort of 10-day period, 10-ish day period, Alistair Method style planning looked like in this size. And so I just did it. And I liked it so much that we'll talk about this one. So this is just what that looks like. I just wanted to see what it looked like when I had my events here, my tasks here, and like things I wanted to track here. And it was wildly successful. And so that's that. I also wanted to see what this calendar, I had this in a field notes. That insert is no longer in my book, but I had this same setup in a field notes. I wanted to see what it looked like here. And what I have now is a little bit different, but the structure is the same. So I just wanted to see, I put it in here. I had a book that sounded interesting about power and benefit of expressive writing. So I put that in my books to remember list, like my Sunday maybe. December here. Nathaniel Brendan quote and a bit of his history here. I did not intend to go through this, like, in this in depth, but why not? We're here. Another studentism. My kids, I can't even with them, but in the best possible way. And then I wanted to see, this is me just plotting some, I wonder what this would look like stuff. This is me totally personalizing the Celtic Cross for me. I've never done a actual Celtic Cross tarot reading for myself ever. I've done some like mock ones just to see kind of how it looks like, but as far as me actually working with a Celtic cross spread for myself, I've never done it. That's about to change. And at the beginning of the year, Q1, I'm doing one for Q1, and I'll probably do a video about that because I've essentially, I've revamped it. I've very much personalized what the positions are going to be to me within the context of the reading I intend to do. So I just wanted to see what that looked like and experiment with the positions. And so I did one version here, another version here, and yeah, just again, I would want to see it in front of me. It goes in here. And then some stuff about the self-preservation for Enneagram. That is my type and instinct, my subtype. So I just noted that here. It was paraphrased from B. It wasn't a direct quote, but I essentially summarized what she said. And that is all I have so far. But this has just been so fun to just put whatever I want in here with no expectations or limitations. And then this works in a way that if something becomes, this is a previously used book, I just tore the pages out and moved on with my life. And that's why you see this here. But some of the contents in here will make it into my capture book as far as this is something I want to take action on, or some of it might make it into my someday maybe list, and some of it will stay here and never be tended to again, probably, but it was relevant for me at the time. And that's what's important about this book, is about being in the present and having that practice of being in the present. And this has been very good for me, and I am going to continue. So as far as like what commonplacing is to most people, this is my equivalent of that. My definition of a commonplace book, after listening to Roland Allen and reading some of his book, my definition of a commonplace book has changed. It's more specific and tailored to a particular topic or umbrella of topics. And so I have a book here that's going to be that, or at least I'm intending it to be that, but this is just anything goes. And I don't color code it. I don't necessarily need to reference that. In the commonplace books, if it's a multitude of topics within an umbrella topic, I might color code, but this is just, don't need to do that. I highly recommend that book and the video where Parker interviews that author. It's really, really good. And if you're interested in commonplacing or notebooks at all, I really recommend, and I will link that in case you want to take a look. So as of now, I have a lot of space here. I might get some B6 slim dashboards. That's the size I did not get. I got 2 pockets, a wide and a narrow, which is like standard traveler's notebook size. I did not get this size because I didn't think I would need it. But next time I order from Jennifer, I might throw some of those in. Because I have some ideas of maybe what I might want to do with that. So this is similar to the pocket, Cascade on the left and Secretarial on the right. This thing has been through the ringer. Before it was in here, it just got tossed in my bag rather unceremoniously. And because it's meant to be it's meant to have some wear and tear. It's the whole kind of point of having a Zibaldone. So yeah, that's my B6 Slim. I do sometimes take it with me, but more often than not, it stays at home, because anything that can potentially go in here, if I don't have it with me, I can note it in here. That's why having a capture book is so great, because everything can be referenced in one place. So that's that. Chic Sparrow B6 Slim Traveler's Notebook in Orient Express. Next up, we'll do this guy. This one is going to be quick because the contents of this are insanely personal, and so I'm not really going to show much, but I will show kind of what I have in the order it's in. So this is a Galen leather. I I can't remember what they call the size. It's either wide or large. It's A5 Slim, essentially. It fits a Moleskine Expanded. I'm not going to put my Expanded in here because that would require taking all the contents out. But if you're looking for a cover that fits a Moleskine Expanded, it fits in here really, really, really nicely because I tested it before I put all this stuff in here. So Moleskine Expanded is a go in this cover. So it's that size. It's the Moleskine large size, which is essentially A5 Slim. This is what I'm calling, this is like my personal work. This is my inner work, just self-development. This is me cultivating myself as a person. And just, so that's why it's pretty personal. I'm doing, I got stream of consciousness stuff going on in here. This is my Psychic Witch workbook. This cover, this owl might look familiar. It's on the cover of the book. So I just printed that cover out. And I cut the owl out and I glued it on the front. This is a Midori MD-A5 that I trimmed. I cut it down to A5 Slim size because the MD notebooks are probably my favorite notebooks of all time, but they don't come in the slimmer sizes. And so you have to do that yourself. They do come in B6 Slim, what was in my red one. So the A5 one, if you want it slimmer, you have to cut it down. I did find out though that if you order this from Tokyo Pen Shop, there is a service they offer. Well, they will cut these down for you. It's like $3 extra, and you have to note it as like a separate item in your cart. But they offer that service. So if you're interested in that, you can buy it from them and request that service if you want a cut that's a lot more precise than mine. Mine is a very rough cut. But that's okay because I kind of like that look. So I'm working my way through Psychic Witch by Matt Oren, and I'm recording some of the exercises and notes and things in that book in here. And so I'm not going to show the contents just because it's really personal, but that's what's in here. This is, as of now, just sort of a jot pad of miscellaneous stuff. It's pretty empty because it's real. I just put this in. This is a Moleskine Kaigi large, but this is just kind of an extra notebook in case I need to write something down. This is not A5 Slim. It's shorter. I think it's more like personal size, but it came with a book that was in a bunch of stuff that my principal gave all of us. And I was like, well, I can use this for something. It doesn't fit, but I can tuck it into something. And it ended up in here because I am noting. So if you watch my video I did on my birthday, I did a video. It's called The Devil Inside, a birthday ramble. I think that's what I titled it. I drew a card from the Aquarian Tarot. I got the devil. This is the card I'm working from that birthday to my next one. It's a practice I used to do that I quit for a couple of years, but I really felt like I wanted to bring it back. And so this is the book that I'm just kind of jotting notes about that in. And I'm keeping that in here because it feels like this is the place that it needs to be. This is a standard size threefold folder from Traveler's Company. And it's in here right now because I pulled some cards on a particular topic and I just wanted a visual to sit with. And so I printed it out and put it in here, and it just rests in the back of my book. So not entirely like a divination journal, but there are elements of that present here for sure. So once again, this is a Galen leather. I cannot remember what they called it, but it's the size that fits the Moleskine large. And I got this as a second, and you can tell there is some rough finishing on the edges. I love this leather though. It's so sleek and shiny in some places and then super textured in others. And I really like it. This is the Crazy Horse Forest Green. So that's my personal work journal. Speaking of Moleskine Expanded, here is mine. This is a recycle from previous years. I did what I did with my B6 Slim, and I tore some pages out, and it's basically, it wasn't very many, and it's like 400 pages, so that's like a drop in the ocean in this thing. So it's basically like a brand new book. This is going to be a commonplace book of sorts. This is the large size A5 Slim. This is going to be a comic book of sorts. It's going to be a central location for all things typology. And what I mean by that is just Like when you take like a test that has to do with your personality or the way that you perceive things or the way that your brain works or things like that. I have a few typologies that I'm working with really heavily, and I want that all in one place. So for example, Enneagram for sure, probably some Myers-Briggs, maybe some human design, maybe some color code. Oh, my clutterbug type. I learned my clutterbug type at the beginning of this year, and it changed my life in ways that I didn't anticipate. So, and Cass is great, and her channel just hit 1 million subscribers, and she had a little party in her living room, and it was so great. So, I will link that too, just because I've learned a lot from my clutterbug type as far as how my brain processes information, and it's applied into other areas of my life. And it's been a really great process. I'm a butterfly, by the way, if you know what that is. So I might put aspects of that in here as well. So just like personality based stuff, maybe some psychology stuff as well. That's all going to go in here. And if I color code in anything, it's probably going to be in here versus the Zibaldone, just because I want this, it's topic specific. And so I want it to be a bit more organized. So that's what this is going to be. As of now, it's empty. I haven't done anything with it yet, but that's my intention for the Moleskine Expanded. So this is a reuse, recycle, carryover from previous years. I think we'll do these two next because they're the exact same notebook, except one's a soft cover and one's a hard cover. So I'll just do this one really quickly. This is a book I have specifically for work, and so I'm not going to open it. It's a Leuchtturm 1917 B5 in the color, is this navy? Sapphire. I think Moleskine is sapphire. I think Leuchtturm's dark blue is navy. This is has the monthly calendar, and technically it's 2024, but I have a couple months left in here for 2025, and I have some note pages left, and so I'm just going to continue using this until it's done, and then I will move on from there. So this is just work stuff. It's a great size. This is like a slim B5. It's not as wide as typical B5s, but this is a great size. You can have a lot of room, really spread out, but it's still compact that you can like tuck it against your side, or it fits nicely in like a big tote. And it's a great size. I like it. So that's for work. And this is soft cover. This book is the exact same thing, except it's hardcover. So it's the same size, same color, same brand. This is my channel book. I featured it in my Tarot Advent video just really quickly. I had my channel name embossed there. I ordered directly from Leuchtturm to get that embossing. They were offering it for free, and so I was like, why not? I will go ahead. And then I put one of their pen loops on the top. I like the pen loops on the top versus the side. I figured that out the hard way. I did that for my work one as well. So this is just a dump. I mentioned before, this is just a dumping ground of stuff for my channel, video ideas, or just like brief outlines for things. And it's not very full because I don't use it all the time, but when I feel a need for it, I use it like crazy. And so I'm glad I have something dedicated for just channel stuff. So that's my channel book, hardcover, Leuchtturm B5. This will do my standard traveler's notebook. So this is my olive. This is my seasonal journal. At least as of now, I have it in this cover. In here, this is also relatively new to me. This is the original, I think 2017 olive. I used it extensively last year, and it's actually patinaed quite nicely. But in here, I have this is a Galen leather wallet insert. And this was also a second. I got it at the same time as my green one. And I don't have a lot going on in here yet because I'm kind of just moving in, but I really, really like the pockets. I love all the pockets, and they are like cascade top down style. So I really like that. And this is just where this is also a very private book. This is where I record my seasonal practice. This is my fall, what I call my analog altar. I'm still working on putting my winter one together. It's the 032 accordion insert from Traveler's Company. This guy right here. And I did this is my third season, I think, doing this. Winter will be my fourth. Yes, that marks a year. So I just put my seasonal cards in here with some stuff from the guidebook, and I was able to essentially pack my practice with me at all times and just have that there. And this is really great. If you do practices like this, having a setup like this that's just super portable, you can take it with you and just reflect on it. You can have the whole thing laid out in front of you. I've really enjoyed this process, and I'm going to continue doing it for the foreseeable future. So again, here's a Midori MD A5 that I've cut down to standard size. So in my green one, I had it cut down to A5 Slim, Moleskine expanded size, and in this one, I cut it down to standard size because I love MD paper, and the Travelers Company inserts have MD paper, but most of the books are stapled and there's not a lot of pages. And for the most part, I'm not a huge fan of either one of those things, particularly if it's something I want to keep long term. And field notes, I don't mind so much just because that's very functional. It's a very functional thing. But for the stuff that's more archival, I like the bound book, and I love the MDs because they lay flat. And they're just so great. So this is what this is dedicated to as of now. It's my seasonal practice. I did get a couple requests to do a video on the winter cards that I drew because I posted those in my community tab. I did write that down, and I have a feeling that will be coming maybe after the first of the year. So I have not forgotten about that. It's written down. It's on the list of things. So Travelers Company Olive standard size. This is my seasonal journal with the Galen leather wallet insert. If I had a favorite analog child, sorry to all my other notebooks, but it's probably going to be this one just because I've had this one the longest. This is a Travelers Company. This is actually Midori stamped right here. So I've had this for, I thought it was 9 years that I've had this. It's actually been 10. It's been a decade of me having this, this standard brown. And I love this thing. This used to be my planner, but I've put most my functional stuff is mostly in that pocket now. So what this has turned into is like a memory keeper, and I love it. I love it so much. I have a random berry caldo recipe, and I don't know where that came from. So I do have the 2024 guide in the pocket side of the zip pocket. I like keeping that there. Those pictures are so old. I have not changed these out. I should do that. So when I did all my standard size notebook videos earlier this year and last year, this is relatively the same. This is my diary. This is the monthly, the dated monthly. I love this insert. I have gushed ad nauseum about this insert and how much it means to me and how much it's affected sort of my analog life. Still have this in here because I'm not quite done with it, but it's essentially turned into, first part of the year definitely was planning, definitely aspects of that in there. I might walk through this when I'm finished. I haven't decided yet, but this turned into like more memory keeping, like some snippets and some visuals and lots of ephemera at the end. Lots of coffee stuff. I swear that hazelnut crisp wrapper ends up in everything that I do because it's one of my favorite things. Lots of coffee, lots of stickers, lots of just random bits and pieces. So that's I do have my 2025 on standby right here, ready to go in when I'm done here. So that's that. This is the notepad insert, the 022. I don't use this as much in here anymore. I'm leaving it in here for now because I think it still does have some function, but I might move that. Other side of the card file, zip pocket, random stamps, craft folder. I have the brass pencil that I keep on the clip. This is just in case I need to put anything in here. Just keep that there. That's the 020. This is the Faroof collab. I was really feeling the light blue this year, so I kept this light blue with the blue elastic. Kept that. That was a theme for most of the year for me. Here is my sticker release book. I did a whole video about stuffing this bad boy with all of the stickers that I had. I'll link that too if I remember. But this is the original B-Sides and Rarities. It's part of their regular lineup now. I can't remember the number, but and the cover is still pink, I think. It just doesn't have this on there. So I keep my sticker release book in here, and I have a Stumptown thing that they sent with an order, and I like the way it looks, so I just kept it back there. So this is going to continue to be a memory keeper, and in 2025 I will swap my 2024 for this guy, and then I will also be adding one of these more for like the bigger, more visual aspects. So this is going to be almost like a yearbook with like year at a glance type things, as far as things I liked, things I did. So this is going to be a lot more words and lists and things in the back, just because we have those blank pages. And then the visual, like the ephemera and photos and stuff, a lot of that's going to go here. And so these are going to kind of work together in tandem to be like a memory keeper. And then I'll do an archive just for these things. I anticipate using more than one of these for over the course of an entire year. I have a feeling that will most likely happen. But those are going to work together in here. And even though the theme is love and trip and I have all this stuff, I'm really missing my coffee and notebooks. So that was the theme for 2023. I think I might put that tag back on here. I'm just kind of feeling like I want my coffee and notebooks to start. And I'm still madly in love with the polar bears. And so I'm probably going to leave that as well, and this. I'm just going to swap that tag out. So Midori Standard Brown, that's going to be my memory keeper. And last but not least is this behemoth. That's also a carryover from previous years. I have random things in it. That's kind of what this was meant to be. I'm going to get into this when I want to or feel I need to, kind of thing. This is a Leuchtturm 1917 hardcover A4. I think they call it the A4 Plus Master in the color Sand. I did feature this in my 2023 Techo Kaigi. I did not do any Techo Kaigi anything for 2024, nothing this year. So this is a carryover from 2023 though. And in here, it's so huge. In here, there is stuff all the way back to 2021, I think. Really had to take my exposure down a little bit just because the light's changing. So it might be a little dark, but at least it's not it's a lot like glaring at you in the face, hopefully. So this is mostly divination stuff, various practices and things that I did. And sometimes I just want a big place to put it. And so I would default to this guy here. Like even like here's the May 2024, just really about the same time I got that pocket actually. So just really, really random. And then I have a plan to work with my Celtic cross extensively here. So the cross is going to go here, the staff is going to go here, and then I'm going to have some just very brief notes. And if I want to I can put my cards away and not have them out and use that deck for other things. But I can have them in here, and then I can just open this up and spread it out and just look. And so this is going to be an experimentation mostly with tarot and larger spreads. And I might do some notes. I'm probably going to do more notes in that green, my workbook, personal workbook. But this is going to be more for visual if I want to see something like a little more spread out. That's going to go in here. And I have lots of pages left, and this has just been a great book to just really, if you need to spread things out. So that's what this is going to be for. At least that's my intention as of now. So A4 Leuchtturm 1917 in the color Sand. So that is everything I'm starting 2025 with. It looks like so much when I have it all on the table like this, but it really is not overwhelming just because I'm not in all of these things all the time, and I put no pressure on myself to do that. Like my mantra for my notebooks is my notebooks work for me, not the other way around. That applies to everything, no matter what I'm using it for. So it's nice to know that I have all of these here at my disposal for when I'm ready to engage with certain practices. and then I can put it away and not touch it again for 2 months or longer if I want. You know, no pressure. No pressure for any of these things. That is my start of 2025 Techo Kaigi. I have a few videos I want to make while I'm still on break, but this is the one I definitely wanted to get done first. If I don't post again before January, I hope everybody has a really great new year. And like I said, big things, 2025 is going to be a big year, I think, for myself and a lot of people. I'm just feeling it. So anyway, until my next video, take care. Be well.